Yo, this shit OP.
Viresh, can you hear me?
Guys, welcome to PUBG Battle of the Stars, Day 1, hosted by Ultimate Team Official. Got got 4 rounds of exciting, high-intensity action lined up for you guys today. Starting off with a wrangle. Me on commentary today, I have Nikhil Lamek. Nikhil, how are you today?
I'm doing
Can't hear
quite fine,
anything.
man. We have like a really exciting day seeing our semi-casual and casual gamers playing yesterday. But today is going to be definitely way more interesting and intense.
Definitely, there are a few squads that we will need to be looking out for. One of which is the Castro squad. There has been a lot of hype created for this squad before coming into this round. See what happens.
As you can probably see now, players are just getting off the flight. People seem to be distributed fairly well.
Amit, let me ask you something. What are your thoughts on the Erangel map? Where would you get down for the hot spots of the map? What would you consider the hot spots?
I think like I even told you a few times before, I wasn't a real big fan of Erangel to begin with. It was not in particularly a favorite map of mine when I started PUBG, but I think over time I've grown to like it. In terms of spots, I guess I feel one off Pochenki. I wouldn't mind to just dive in and embrace the action head on.
Definitely. Pochinki is always a hot spot, especially when we're playing random squads, right? Most of
Yeah.
we always get a lot of action at the area. Another place I think I would feel could be the military base. We see some action happening right now.
You already have
Shan
one member knocked out.
knocked out and killed Voldy. This is virtually happening in the middle of nowhere, south of Pochinki. So it's so random that that had to happen. He probably had a strategy. Wanted to play the long game, avoiding some of the hot spots. Things just didn't go his way.
I think it's a bit unconventional to use a boat in Erangel. What are your thoughts on that, Johnny?
I've hardly ever seen anyone use the boat. But again, at the same time, I've hardly ever played PUBG tournaments this competitively. So
Yeah, that's also that.
definitely is a strategy. No one would be
Yeah.
expecting it. So yeah, and it
I think
depends
it'll
on
be
the circle.
I think it will be interesting to see some interesting plays and tactics adopted by these professionals. I mean, I think it's a very we learned a lot actually seeing the players yesterday as well. We even discussed about the gas can strategy, which was something which completely caught both of us off guard.
Definitely. I mean, I have never seen that in action before, and it was really exciting to see that in a competitive PUBG match. It shows the creativity and people, things that people are willing to do to just survive.
Sorry,
Meanwhile,
sorry to just change. I just want to bring to your attention. I noticed that nobody is in Georgia Pool. What are your thoughts on that? Why?
so I mean, so the plane ride was actually heading right over Georgia Pool. That is actually a little surprising to me.
Yep.
Team Georgia Pool might have been probably estimated as, oh my God, we've just got Team 9 taking on one from Team 10, aka Surya. It's just been knocked out. This is, you've got to stick together, I feel, you know. Interestingly, some of the strategies that the teams that are using today are they're splitting off into groups of two and taking over. Your thoughts on that strategy, Lami?
I think we've spoken about this even before, and we even have suggested that we adopted ourselves. Not saying that we are anywhere close to the caliber of these professionals, but I think it does pan out as an interesting strategy, like a divide and conquer kind of model. Because I
I
feel
mean,
like you need to pick your battles very wisely when you are say two people on different ends of the map. You need to choose the battles you're going to be engaging in.
definitely, it is definitely something strategists will have a day of, you know. But, as we see over here, we've got Team 12 at the edge, almost at the edge of the circle. We've panned out to the Blinds team. They are in Pochinki right now. Confidence in Pochinki. Doesn't look like they've had any action. They've got 0 kills so far on their team roster. See what happens because they are very much in the middle of the circle.
I think
How
there
good
was
I'm
a
looking.
lot of there was a lot of support for the blind squad coming in from viewers on YouTube. They seem to be really backing up this team.
And squad. Yeah, there is. There seems to be a cluster of clans near Rorschach and across the river. They could be some action happening. Rapan, Rapan on the map now. Let's see how everything is spread out.
How important? I
Nine,
must ask you
Wadyar
this,
seems to be all alone himself.
Johnny.
Interesting strategy to just split off the group. I think I might be having some issues on comms.
Just here right now. I think we seem to be having some problem with comms. Jonathan, can you hear me?
Mick, able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yo, this shit OP.
Johnny, can you hear me now?
I've got you.
Awesome, awesome. I apologize for that. It seems like we both were going through some bad connection over there.
We've missed. We seem to have missed a lot of action. A lot of
Unfortunately,
actions
we do
happening at
apologize for that.
the top of Rorschach. There seems to be a lot happening. At Rorschach, the school.
Oh, we got a drop. We seem to have a drop which has landed in.
Just outside Pochinki. This is an indicator as to which direction circle will be heading in.
So here we have Team 14, which is Team Eagle Gaming, managing to just quickly loot up. Okay, we see Team number 4, who has their eyes on Team number 12, who's Team Raj Gaming. Seem to have some exchange over there.
Team 4 is the Team Castro. They are the ones beat as they've had the most support, it seems like.
Definitely, I think they've had the most amount of comments on YouTube.
And they have outnumbered, yes, RB team, Team 12. Let's see what happens over here. Shots are being fired, but what are your thoughts on this gun, Lamek?
You're talking about the PP Bison.
Yes, the Bison.
I think the gun probably better off in short encounters rather than.
Definitely, he is at a disadvantage, I feel, with using a 4x and trying to cover that much distance with the Bison.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, these guys are primed and ready now. I think they're waiting for Castro team to approach them.
I think they're slowly going to make themselves in.
I think the Castro team is getting away.
Oh, I think
They're heading into the circle, yeah. Should be the best strategy, I guess.
I guess it probably is a smarter strategy. You probably pick your battles wisely and probably hold off a little longer.
Definitely, I mean, I guess that would be the ingredient, one of the ingredients to being a successful squad in the circuit.
Exactly. And also to just add to that, I feel like an angle does involve a lot of patience.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. The map being so spacious definitely is. Okay, Team 14 got a drop right next to them. This is Team Eagle.
Yeah,
They have
Team Eagle
lucked out of
Gaming.
the drops.
They seem to be pretty much untouched as of now. No real threats coming their way.
And I think Team 15 engaging. I think he's decided to move on. Interesting strategy to drive in 4 cars.
I've actually noticed a lot of professional people doing that. Like if you see some of the big names, even on YouTube, a lot of PUBG mobile gamers, sorry, when they play in squads, they like to keep multiple vehicles with them. I think it gives them options for an escape, or even options to adapt in case situations turn south.
Definitely. But now we are spectating Team Red Parasites. But we moved on to Team MRC Goku. They seem to be taking some fire from Team 14 right now, Team Eagle Gaming. Eagle Gaming does have the drop. See how this one plays out. Making sure there's no one behind him.
How important is the drop for you, Johnny? Do you think it's an absolute necessity for a team to go for a drop?
No, not necessarily, because you can win games with the equipment that you find off the ground. But I feel like the drop does give you a little advantage. Also, it could be used more than loot itself. It could be used like a strategy to scout anxious players who would like to go for the drop as well.
Yeah.
Two ways to play that. But it's not an absolute necessity. I mean, uh, depending on the map also. I think in a map like Erangel, it would definitely boost chances. We see Team 8 MRZ Goku got his eyes on the drop. See, as I was just mentioning, is got his eyes there, hoping to see someone easy. It would be easy pickings for them.
Probably. I mean, he's using the drop as bait. Is what you are saying.
Yes, that is the strategy that is popularly used.
Yeah.
On the other
He's
side, it's
got
pretty
good eyes.
exciting. We've got Team 14 on the other side of the drop, eyeing the drop from their end. Doesn't look like
So both
anyone.
of them are playing waiting game. They want to see who's gonna snap first. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, we got the Castro team. Team 4, they've just made it into the circle. Partly running away from that battle, didn't want to waste ammo. Get into a better position from within the circle and then attack. Right, as the
Seems like
circle
it's gonna be like an open field final circle. Yeah, as you can see, it's slowly closing in. Not a lot of buildings for support.
Looks like
Okay,
we've
that's definitely
lost Team 13. The Team Viper Esports have been knocked out. We've lost Team Telugu Gaming, Team 15 as well. So, looks like a battle is starting over here. Team 8. They are in the middle.
so.
Yeah.
MRZ Goku. Yeah.
They are in the middle of this chaos. Team 14 and Team 3. Team 3 being UTech, Tamil, and Team 14 and Team Eagle. See how this one goes. They have enough ammo to keep this battle going because they are right in the middle of it. Seems to be the place to be also at the circle. You're going to see Team 3 approaching. Team 8 seem to be in a good place.
Very interesting. I'd like to bring your attention to what we're seeing right now. We see team number 3, which is UTech Tamil Ajit, who has a Uzi in his hand. What are your thoughts on that? Considering we're at this stage of the game, how do you feel about a player carrying an Uzi into battle after the first few minutes of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's definite. We've got more than half the field off, so we're almost nearing the final stages of the games. I'm guessing the strategy that he would be employing would be to get as close as possible to his enemies before. Teammates
Interesting.
attacking. We see a variety of teams on that northwest corridor. Team Goku prized, but it doesn't look like he's got any scopes to play with. He's just playing with a red dot. So always a challenge.
We can see the storm slowly coming in also from behind Telugu Gaming at Team 15 over there.
Got
some
11 blinds. Another
Psycho.
team which had a lot of support.
Yeah. People are really raging about them as well. Blind Psycho. They seems to have not gone into too much trouble as of now. They're in a very comfortable position, I would say.
This is looking very exciting right now. Team 11 have the circle. They seem to be battling with Team 9 right now. Who is battling with Team 13? Team 9 getting ambushed from behind. Knocked. 2 people knocked in Team 9.
You see some smoke grenades being thrown as well, using it as a diversion to probably loot up some ammo and probably get some good consumables.
How important is it to carry smoke grenades? Most often than not, I always seem to be carrying less than I need. But I'm not sure, man. I always prefer going for the more aggressive attempt of carrying grenades or Molotov.
I feel like smoke grenades are definitely...
Especially when, watching these professionals play, you see how well they utilize the smoke grenades, creating those walls, making it impossible to be attacked. But at the same time, again, people do use smoke grenades to create diversions, throw a smoke grenade. one direction, run the other way, creating.
Yeah, I think it definitely kind of
You got Vadiar all
gives
alone
you.
right now. He's got people all around him. He's struggling. Let's see how long he can keep it going. Team 9. He is the only one left. The team 10 rapidly approaching his point. What do you think he should be doing over here? I mean, what can he do over here? He's founded
There's
on all
not much he
sides.
could really do. There's not much he could really do. I think so.
I think they've seen him. Team 13 has seen him. They know where he is. Right next to him, in fact. One grenade should see him off.
He's got smoke around him, which is already causing a lot of attention to himself.
Definitely. Oh, those grenades are coming. He is. He just got a grenade off. Definitely a very tough place. I mean, everyone is being third-partied in some way. This final circle is damn interesting right now. Team 4 spread out quite well. I think this would be a good time to, spread out and, all sides of the map as much as possible.
I don't think I've ever seen a final circle with 25 players. I think that's the first time for me.
Exciting to see what's happening over here. Ours have been on up. We got MRZ, Goku. Got the Castro team as well.
Got a lot of grenades.
5 and 13 fighting to enter the circle. Team 4 putting up their resolute defense. This is exciting. Exciting stuff happening right now. 24 people. I mean, in last circle almost.
Like I said, I've never seen anything like this quite before. Definitely gonna draw a lot of exciting moments. Probably we're gonna see some clutch moments as we get closer.
Oh my god, he's knocked him. And Supreme has knocked one from Team 8. Oh, they are trying to move into circle. I think we lost Team 8. Team 8 is down completely.
MRC Goku is.
Mercy Goku. They had a
I think you're right, Johnny. I think you're right. I don't see Team MRC Goku anymore.
Full props for El Shanu from Team 7. He's been lasting there as long as he's been alone. Manu.
I think he was the person who we were questioning about on the boat a while ago, correct?
Oh my god. I like how that came around and bit us in the ass. That was brilliant. Well done, Manu. We would love to be proven wrong like this. The exciting
Great.
stuff.
It's good to see that he's breaking the commentator's curse as well, right?
Yes. Commentator's curse is real, as I've noticed. I can't be explained by signs.
You see Manu all by himself. Yeah, he's got Team 11
and
close around him.
Team 11 just wiped him out.
Alright,
Team 5 and Team 15. Oh my god, Team 5. Knock 2, it's 1v2 right now.
Incredible.
1v3 right now. It's 1v2. Team 11 third parting. And they're done. It's Team 11.
They won in the option.
Final circle. Got 2 knocks, so it's 2v3 right now. Grenades are flying in. There's a smoke wall created over there, and it's all over. Full props to the winning team, the Blinds team. They have decimated everyone. That final circle was very exciting.
Incredible. That was incredible. That was absolutely exciting. Great combat, great tactics. A lot of diversion and a lot of confusion caused by everybody throwing smoke grenades. But like you said, it seems like Team Blind Psycho managed to keep it together and they come away with the
Be back right after this for round 2.
Yo, this shit OP. Yo, this shit OP. Yo, this shit OP.
Yep.
Guys, welcome back. Round 2 of G Battle of the Stars. This is day 1 hosted by Ultimate E. I'm joined with my good friend Nikhil Lamek. Lamek, what were your thoughts on round 1 Erangel?
I mean, let me start off by saying that was
So
like
I've
really
lost my good
good.
friend Lambs on commentary. So if you're just tuning in, you guys missed a cracker. Round 1 had some great action happening. Saw a fine circle with 25 people. It was chaos all around. And Team Blind, the victors, they had the last laugh. Very curious to see how things will go on. It looks like we're playing Erangel again. Let's see what happens.
Hi, Johnny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got Lamek back with me. Lamek, we were just discussing,
Yeah.
round 1 and how it went. What are
Okay.
your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the gameplay?
Really interesting gameplay, I must say. I think teams were very reserved and very cautious about the choices and the battles that they were fighting. I got to see a lot of teams actually only really showing their strengths towards the final few stages of the game. There was not a lot of action happening beforehand. But I mean, when things started to come together, when circles started to close down, we saw some great moments, in fact, by teams displaying some great courage and great tactics. And yeah, I was really happy with it.
Definitely. Lamek, so right now on our screens, we've got the direction in which the plane is going. Would you drop?
Me being me, I think I would probably I like the triangle next to Rozok in school. I
Right.
think it
Yeah.
kind of puts me in the center of the map and it gives me a bit of breathing room to go in directions. But I think if I wanted to be aggressive, I think I would probably drop off at either Pochenki or Novo.
Got it. Novo seems to be like a. I'm not sure there will be a lot of people getting off at Novo. Normally, it's a hot spot. You tend to have a lot of people getting off over there, but let's see how it plays out. Team 18, that is Team Arman and Aditya, they've gone all the way to Zarki. They've gone to the extreme end of the map. I've honestly never seen anyone venturing there. I am unsure of how the loot is in those places.
Well, I think it's what I was saying previously that I think a lot of teams are playing a long game in this one. I don't think it's so much about getting those high kill, getting like a good kill ratio or anything like that. I think it's more about surviving and probably finding yourself on top at the end.
Definitely, I mean, see, see Team Castro right now, a crowd favorite, to be forming some sort of cult in the comments. We've landed off at Yasnaya. This is one of my most favorite places to get off, especially the buildings behind Yasnaya. Don't know why. I feel like
True.
gives me time to loot, keeps the enemies away for some reason. It looks like Team Castro has adopted for the same strategy. Start outside and then make your way to the middle.
I think it definitely has a lot of great loot in Yasnaya. There are a lot of buildings and a lot of apartments that you could check out over here. I think there's even possibility to get yourself a flare gun, but I'm not too sure whether the organizers have switched on this setting to keep flare guns in the game or not.
All right. If we could just pan out the entire map to kind of see where everyone has gotten off, I think that would be helpful right now. It looks like Circle is with Yasnaya in the middle. Curious to see. I mean, so
Interesting.
Castro have made a great move. It looks like choosing Yasnaya to get off.
Wow.
Got
Okay. It seems like a lot of teams actually.
We see three different teams in the military base right now. As we're spectating number 10
Number
is
20.
AGK Gaming.
Then we got Team Jaya Prakash, which is on screen right now. That's team number 20.
Number 20 under
Oh,
attack.
that seems to have gone through some.
we got
Oh,
a
and we lost somebody already.
We've lost King VT, who had such a blinding game yesterday. It's so sad. He has been knocked out by the intensity team.
Team
Into
Eagle Gaming, that's number 14, already on the score sheet, getting some quick kills off.
it was bad. It was just unfortunate they were caught in the open. No way to stop the onslaught. Play to the intense game. Well, on Castro right now, quite comfortable in the center. Cut out nicely in the Asnaya. Would you prefer, Ramik, would you prefer to stick together or spread out? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I'm a bit more conservative on my approach, so I think sticking together definitely would be the strategy I would adopt to. I'm not too comfortable having people so far away from um, where I am. I guess so, because I mean it just puts people. If at all there's an ambush, if at all there's a sudden attack, it leaves either one or two members extremely vulnerable, like what we saw actually in yesterday's game. There were some teams which actually a member or two decided to just go by themselves, play the whole lone wolf strategy, but I don't think it really materialized for them.
Yeah, it did not really work out. See, majority of the teams outside the circle making their way in. We just saw a lot of action in the military base. Lost team AKA over there.
Got eyes on team number 11. That's Blind
These are the
Psycho
winners from
again.
the previous winners from round one. Blind, high on confidence, decided to get off at Pochinki.
I think more than just confidence, they have the crowd support on their backs. We were reading a lot of comments actually on the YouTube stream and everything that
Even
a
blind.
lot of people, yeah, a lot of people seem to be believing in blind. To quote one of the commentators, I don't.
They haven't let down their fans in round one. Let's see how they fare in round two. Seem to be quite comfortable in Pochinki, right at the edge of the circle though. And they are team number 6 are closing in on them. Now a battle might be brewing at Novo, which is Team KK. This is Team 12, Team Raj Gaming. See how this one plays out. Team Raj might have spotted Team KK. I don't think either of them know the squads right next to them.
Probably not. I think so.
Also, they will both need to head towards the circle. Circle is. I mean, shit, the storm is coming. I think Team 10 are aware, positioning themselves for an ambush. It'll be a fun one to see. And Us Gaming are aware of Team 10 as well, so how this happens.
If you look at the mini-map, it looks like somebody of Team 10 is actually really close to Team 12. Seems like Raj Gaming is just about to attack.
Definitely, it does sound like they are quite close.
I think you can probably hear them as well.
Team 10 are moving into them from the outside. I think we could see something here. They are inside the barn.
Twister seems to be adopting a fairly conservative strategy. He's trying to get some good visuals on that barn. He probably has heard some movement over there.
AK at him. These guys are like running parallel to each other, very curious to see if they will engage or if they will be able to head into the circle without having to go battle, serve the ammo. 10 look a little spread out. Putting as much as possible, getting ready, equipping. Team 12 have bunched up together now. They are approaching the north end of Novo, heading the long way. Atom being the closest to Team 12. As we scout the minimap, seems to be running in the other direction, heading to the car. I think we could see a battle ensuing on the road right now.
That could be probably interesting.
Team 12 do have bullets are out. They are opening fire, shooting the car.
They know where they are. They're
Know
playing
where
it
they are.
smart.
But
Team
still
12
got
seem to have the high ground as well.
so 2 team members from Team K on the high ground, 2 on the low ground. But SRB Rockstar heading in, he's running in. Moved in a lot closer. Team 10 look quite comfortable as they have shelter place. These guys are out in the open. Team 12.
Also, we got the red zone. We got the red zone as well happening on the periphery of Team 10.
Red zone, man. I mean, have you personally been affected by the red zone?
I'm gonna say that I've died a few times in the red zone for being a little too overconfident. Yeah.
We should never take the red zone. And Team 10 have bailed. They have moved quite quickly. They know where to position themselves a little better. Maybe a little bridge camping.
Oh, that could be fun. If they manage to set up a good enough ambush, Team 12 would probably walk into their trap.
I mean, they do have the edge of the circle, so
Yeah, true.
be a
They have some time.
ambush. Unsure if they are going to do it. Doesn't look like it. And no, it looks like they've decided to drive on. Team 12 now slowly moving towards the bridge. We pan out to Team 19. These guys would be the underdogs. They are not professionals. They are semi pros, who beginners. And we've only got 3 of them in one team. This definitely is the long game. Where are we? Are we at Milta Power right now?
I'm not too sure actually about. I think you're right. I think this is Milta Power.
Might be at Milta. Very rarely come to Milta Power. I'm not sure. Have you been to Milta Power often?
I think just like once or twice maybe, but nothing more than that.
Got Team 18. Kabooms a lot. Other friend, semi-pro PUBG player. They are at the edge of the circle in Savani. Looks like Team 14 has shot a flare gun outside circle. They picked up the tank.
Do you think this is a strategy, Johnny?
It's a very interesting strategy, right? I mean, it will help, especially in cases like this.
I mean, it kind of makes you a bit fearless because you can basically travel around without incurring a lot of damage. But I mean, you are always going to be quite noticeable. I don't think you really have a chance of a speedy getaway.
I mean, and they seem to have a lot of ground to make up to get into the circle. They are stuck in the storm right now. Not on in Castro. They're comfortable in Yasnaya. Setting themselves up in good vantage point on the roof again. Equipped not too sure what guns he's using.
Okay, it seems to be some,
Fire,
yeah.
open fire on Team 15, which is Team Telugu Gaming. It's the AKM that he used to spray. It was still going on. See how this pans out. Team 15 have gotten off, probably sheltering in those apartment buildings behind Yasnaya. A lot of action
Seems like
happening.
there's going to be a lot of, yeah. It seems like there's a lot of traffic slowly moving into the east of Yasnaya right now.
We'll have to keep an eye on Team Castro and Team Telugu Gaming. They are right next to each other. Have in Viper Esports right now. In the middle of nowhere, opening fire. They need to get themselves to better locations. At this point, to be stuck in the middle of the map, no real shelter around them. It's a little tricky.
It's interesting to see that Randy here of team number 3 is equipped with the M4 burst as compared to picking up something else.
There's a good chance that he might not have had a better gun. Maybe this would be his choice of weapon. It's very tough to say.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how different people are adapting to the game. It kind of makes you a little bit more aware of people's playing styles and also the way they like to equip themselves. Gives you an insight on how the enemy is actually thinking.
Certainly, I mean, we did watch someone play with an Uzi towards the end of the game.
That is true.
Uzi has come a little overpowered with the new updates. You can now scope.
Yeah, you can attach the holographic sight on that.
Happening with Hellgod. He looks to be stuck outside the storm. Okay, and he is following.
I think we're going to see another intense battle really soon. We still have 60 people alive. Seems like most teams have not faced any real problems so far. It's going to be interesting to see as the circle closes down what it is that is going to happen. We got Team 4 right now who's got their eyes on the drop. It's literally in the middle of the road.
Unfortunately, he's only got a red dot to play with at this point. Again, see, when you land, I'm surprised that he hasn't been able to pick up better loot. Yasnaya, because they were all alone.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like you do put yourself at a disadvantage if you do not have decent enough scopes to scope out distances like this.
Seems like his teammate is actually going into to scout the area to see if it's safe or not. Okay. What does he seem to have gotten?
Come on, there is fire. There is fire. Team 3.
Fire, yeah.
Team 3 have opened fire.
He managed to get away with that pretty much unscathed. Lucky for him. No, luck.
He did pick up a level 3 helmet and a level 3 vest.
Maybe not a good enough choice of gun. Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that overpowered shotgun? What is it called again? The DP something?
I think it's called the DPS or the DPZ. I think the only map you would probably use it under that would be Sandhawk. I don't think it really comes into much application on bigger maps, considering it does not have all that great firing range being a shotgun.
Might be seeing a battle here soon. Team 5, Team 10 and Team 12 right next to each other. Team 5 Red Parasites, they did have few good comments happening for them.
A lot of love.
Not for Team Parasites. Are in a good position inside the circle. See where Team KK, they intercept Team 12 are circling them as well.
See
Team
Team
12
12, I think, on the other side of the hill, or maybe on top of the hill, if I'm not mistaken.
looks like look to be in the other side. With all these cars parked over here, if they only had to peek, I'm pretty sure they would see. I think they do know what is happening. I think it's safe. Maybe they're unsure about Team 5 being rather close to them. Looking, making sure they're able to get anything.
I think he's probably very smart. I mean, it's very practical to see how they're managing to fuel up their vehicles, making sure that all their vehicles are fully stocked up and ready to go in case there is going to be a chance of movement. As we can see, the circle getting closer.
I think we might be seeing some action between Team 5 and Team 12 soon. Meanwhile, there is Team 14 and Team Castro. Team 14 being Team Eagle Gaming. They are both in Yasnaya. We could see some action soon. Both teams are quite aggressive, as we have seen in the previous games. Team 10 KK just behind Team Castro as well. I think we're going to be seeing a battle just at the edge of the circle.
We have the drop coming in as well. I'm not too sure where that's going to fall, but if it's going to be in the path of any team as of now.
We've got Team 3 closing in. Team MRZ Goku, they had a pretty decent game.
They seem to be in a bit of a bad position as of now. I think just being in the middle of the road is keeping yourself a bit vulnerable for Team 8, if I'm not mistaken.
This team blind right now, quite inactive. Around.
So far, zero kills for Team Blind.
I mean, not a lot of teams have gotten a lot of kills. If you notice, we've got still about 57 people. Now is when we're going to see the chaos. Team 22 right on top near Team 18, I guess, on Stallberg.
Yep.
A good view of the ground below. Curious to see how that plays out.
These guys are doing camping here.
Team 7L Manu dying early in this round. He was the man who lasted as long as he did. Keep Team 7.
I remember.
Bad luck for Manu. Had a good game last game, played it smart, not engaged. It was completely undone because he was outnumbered and outclassed.
So now we have Team Vadiyar, who's actually very close to Team number 7. In fact, they got them on the run. Team 7.
Other end of the barrel, this could come down. Grenade being tossed in.
Some shots being... Oh my god, he managed to knock out 2 people. Moldy. Incredible nade. Putting them on the back foot right now.
Go to behind this.
Definitely another nade needs to come in. Nade going in their way.
Hold this big houses.
Seems like a nade back foot.
I think that nade injured 3 of them from Team 7. Battle seems to be intense.
Yeah. Left side.
Now moving outside.
Right. Someone.
Team 9 engaging from only within. It will be very interesting to see if someone from Team 7 comes around. Because these guys
I was actually wondering why nobody decided to do that, but I think another reason. Another thing we need to keep in mind is that Team 7, that's Vision Gaming, is only 3 members. As you mentioned previously, we did lose El Manu early on in the game, and I think it's going to be an uphill task if they're going to be facing 4 members of Team Vadiyar.
These guys have got angled attack for Team 9. Team 9 has only one way to exit. They will need to find another way to get out. Battle is happening on the side.
You are in zone.
Could see Team 13 third parting. They are quite close.
Yeah, go.
They would have heard the bullets.
Man. She's the event.
Looks like they're moving away towards center.
Don't see back.
They're to reposition. Looks like Team 9 is bailing. Not bad at all. They were able to keep off with 3
Stand
players.
full stand. Don't go fight. Don't go.
And they
fight.
seem to have
Fight.
gotten a drop right next to them.
They removed PUBG.
Looks like he's already taken the drop. He's got an AUG.
No,
With an AUG LSI.
Padko, bro.
What are your thoughts on the AUG, Lanik? I remember you telling me that you weren't a big fan of this gun.
Exactly. I was just going to reinforce my the statement I made earlier. I'm not a big fan. I find the recoil to be quite uncontrollable.
Get up.
I would much prefer the Groza actually to the AUG.
Yeah, they're gone.
I think the growth up.
Go.
Interesting battle happening with Team 5 over here.
Bring out Dasha. Someone. Only one guy. Only one guy.
That red parasite
Exact position. Vishal.
Infinity,
Yeah, you stay
if I'm
here.
saying
Stay
it
here
correct.
only, Vishal. Yeah, same position. Good.
Parasite, yeah.
See. Don't need to get up.
We still have 51 people alive, Johnny. 50. Okay, sorry, that's 50 people alive as of now.
You don't have.
And look at the size of the circle. That is incredible.
The circle is incredible. I mean, it's going to be insane. Seems to be more of an open field. They are very curious to see. I see Team 5 now
Go.
quite close
Take
to
the
Team MRG Goku.
Come back.
They are firing.
Go. No one
They are
is
in the
near.
cars.
Bro, no need to worry.
Seem to be driving away as fast as possible. Ambushed by Team Goku.
Seem to be only 2 members of Team 8 actually. Tom's gotten them as well.
Tom's gotten them. Team 3 quite close to Team 5.
Come on, Vishal.
They will need to find a way
Is there
to
anyone near to you? Vishal.
position themselves smartly for the next circle. Right now the battle is with
Okay.
Team Castro,
Yep.
Team Red Parasites, both being crowd favorites.
If you guys hold this
Got Team 8
zone will
right
be ours.
on the other side
See,
of
Vishal,
Team
Vishal,
Parasites.
Revive.
Meanwhile,
Smoke.
on top,
Yeah,
we've got
stay here.
Team 7,
Wait,
which is
wait.
Team Vision Gaming versus Team
No need
18,
to smoke. No
Team
need to
Arman.
smoke. Why are you guys wasting smoke?
Yeah, the semi-pros to
Vishal, leave.
amateurs
Don't spot. They
seem
know
to
your
be
position very well.
lasting as long as they can, you know.
Hey, Vishal, where are
Difficult to
you
be
going?
playing
Where are you
against the
Yeah.
squad, and they seem to have the height
Go
advantage.
wherever you want.
Yeah, they definitely are in a good position. Team 4, as we said, Castro Gaming seems to be a bit reserved, staying on the extremity of the zone right now. I think they're going to be choosing their battles very
Go near Dasha,
carefully.
everyone.
Team 13,
Go
Team
near
8
Dasha.
about to engage. Looks like Team Parasite is moving in for the kill. They are moving in towards Team 5. They know where to go. So smokes in, creates a wall. They are at a height advantage though. Bullets are out. Team 13 are sandwiched, it looks like.
To move zone. You plan to
They're
go.
caught in between a lot of gunfire, probably.
Out. He has moved away, going closer to the smoke. Waiting for the revive. I think one grenade should see them through.
Bro, bursted car. Take that car, man. Use that car.
Where is Team 4? They seem to be quite far away from the action.
Yeah, even I think they have like more of a spectating view of everybody who is in front of them, and I think they're just trying to pick out a few easy targets staying from afar.
I think it's safe, it looks like.
Move fast to zone.
Yeah, it does seem like that. I mean, they got the circle right behind them, slowly closing in. It's interesting to see how teams use that circle, the tactics in a circle. Some opt to prefer to be in the center of the circle as compared to other teams who like to stay on the extremity and slowly move in as the game gradually ends. You understand what I'm saying?
Right now,
Sorry?
Team 4, Mythic battle. Like they are spraying. He has knocked out for the play zone.
Nice.
He's been knocked.
Nice. No.
Falcon Ignite has been knocked and killed.
Just hold. Don't take
The
fight.
Team Vision game, that was incredible. I mean, that was amazing. Team 7 really taking the game to
Don't throw, Charles.
Castro.
Team Castro under a lot of pressure right now. The crowd favorites are facing a lot of heat on all sides, losing a few members.
We clear.
Seems like
Why?
Blind also is getting some gunfire right now.
And this is a very tough circle, you know, because it is open and we've got Team Blind in the edge. The well-positioned Team 14,
Hold,
Team Eagle, they
tower చూడండి.
have one man knock. See how this one plays out. I mean, I think from what we see, Team 4 has a lot to do because everyone is heading in from that direction. Funnily enough, there has been a flare that has
Vishal, heal up.
dropped.
Has landed right next to 14.
Heal up fast. 30
See
seconds
the
left,
blind
dude.
team
ಏನು car take car and keep it into cover.
putting
Go
it
first.
behind that tower.
Take this car.
And it's a good enough shield. They've
Take one more car if possible.
got the special drop QV. This thing has good. They're creating a blockade, Lanik, if you notice. It's a blockade.
I was just going to say, it looks like they are putting up like barriers by using these vehicles. I don't know how. I don't know like
That has knocked Vishal from
Team 7.
అందుಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ.
4 on top. He's got good eyes and they unfortunately have
Team 4 getting caught in the storm as well.
knocked out.
Team 4 is going down. Oh, Team 4 is no more.
Team 4 is no more. Team Casper is out. Blind again. I think, are we going to believe in Blind again for round 2?
I think I'm starting to believe in Blind, Johnny. I don't know about
I
you,
think I'm starting to believe in Blind as well, man. I mean,
oh my god, I mean,
It's a match
the writings were on the wall. The writings were on the wall on the YouTube comments. I mean, believe in Blind. They weren't joking about that.
we still have 2 players from UTech.
UTech Tamil, that's team number 3.
It's a battle with 3.
Okay, some shots coming off a Blind right now. Seems like UTech Tamil might know where he is.
Top one. Interesting. Blind Psycho. Team is named after him. It's Team Blind Psycho. Team Blind now going in for the kill. They are running into the smoke. Putting in those nades. Creating earthquake.
He's going in. Oh, and they're taking them out.
So it's just 3 versus 2. 4 versus 2 rather. This is going to be quite easy for Blind. Easy picking. Just Randy who's left.
And there's just one person left of Team 3, and I don't think he stands much of a chance.
And it's all over. Team Blind for round 2 as well. Well done, Team Blind. And just like that, Team Blind races away with it, with 15 team kills overall.
Incredible. Absolutely.
Gameplay.
Incredible gameplay. I mean, at one point in time, it really looked like they were keeping themselves for the action later. They really didn't engage a whole lot in the early stages of the game. But I think these are the moments that really define professional gamers. I mean, you choosing the battle which you need to face off, and more than that, it's which time, and which part of the map you're going to be engaging with your teammates, with other people.
I mean, that's definitely. I mean, when it comes down to the pressure, the crunch moments, that's when made up and didn't have reinforced their authority on this one. Seem to be the kings of Wrangle.
Incredible, absolutely incredible gameplay by a lot of teams actually. Team 7, if I'm not mistaken, Vision Gaming really surprised me in this one. They managed to keep it together. They managed to have the high ground, even though they had only 3 members. They played a fairly well game, I must say.
Okay, there was a good battle between Team 9, Team Vadyar, and Team 7 that happened at that barn on top.
Exactly, yeah, it could have gone either way.
Saw some good grenades coming in from Team 7 that did knock out 2 of Team Vadyar's players. But overall, yeah, it was a great game played by them, considering they were quite unlucky in round 1. Only El Manu who was able to last as long as he did. But I think this round was a much better round. It is
Definitely.
Anyway, so that's a wrap for round two. Stay tuned. We will be back with round three.
Yo, this shit OP.
Cool.
And welcome back. Welcome back to round 3 of the G Battle of the Stars. Day 1. Had a pretty exciting round 1 and 2, both happening at a angle where we saw a lot of action closing into the final circles, and Team Blind have just been the ones to beat. Lamek, what are your thoughts on the first 2 rounds?
I mean, really great plays by a lot of teams. We saw a lot of teams rising to the occasion. I think you would probably agree with me that Blind was absolutely brilliant in both games. I mean, their positioning, their team management, the tactics that they deployed, they managed to keep their cool. They really impressed me in both games.
Special callouts, I think, would have to go to in Castro as well. They put up a decent enough fight. Did not really make it. Team Parasites were quite engaged as well during the last round, especially. Vision Gaming play quite a good game as well. We saw a very interesting battle over there. And
I was particularly impressed with them.
as you just mentioned, they did pick the right strategies, to leave when they did, to engage when necessary, conserve bullets. They seem to be prioritizing getting into as position possible rather than the battle at hand. So, interesting to see these strategies. We saw a lot of super drop vehicles as well, which was another interesting strategy. Normally, I would just go for the gun, but I guess that's why I'm not over here. Right, and we've got the plane picking Natty right now. See where. Mike, what are your thoughts on grammar as a map? How often do you play this?
I'm going to say my experience is very limited with Miramar. I didn't have a lot of experience. I haven't played a lot of games on Miramar, so I think it's going to be a relatively newish experience for me to see how people maneuver themselves in and around the map. What about for you, Johnny?
Absolutely. I mean, when Miramar had first released, I was quite active on it.
Okay.
But off late, it's just purely been erratic, trying to conquer one map, get as good as I can for moving on to another map.
Yeah.
Because the style at which you're going to play is definitely different scene. We see Team 19 right now. Team Vadiar are supposedly one of the best teams in the country. They are quite close to a very outnumbered Team 19. See how that plays out. They seem to be landing in separate corners of the area, and we've also got Team 13 quite close to land. This could be an interesting thing. I think Team 19 is already engaging. They're just outside the circle. Let's see how this one plays out.
Oh, it seems that Blind Psycho has already started engaging with people and has already taken down. FSI.
Oh, that is just unfortunate. We were just having a conversation on. Oh, they seem to constantly keep getting hard drops, and it's just bad luck. Or when team was there, just completely outclassed by. These guys seem to be the team to beat right now.
I mean, they're absolutely fearless. They got it spot on. I mean, even though they had company in their drop location, they seem to have managed to gather as much as they could and engage and come out victorious in that small encounter that they just had.
Absolutely. I mean, next to Cruz Del Valle, we seem to have 3 teams. Team 19 outnumbered again against Team Vadiar. There could be a possible third party from Team Hyper Esports, Team 13. It's going to be quite curious to see what happens over here. Team 10, very close to Team Vision right now.
Team 10 did some damage as well.
Taking a lot of damage into I'd say El Shan has been knocked. Team 10 rounding them off. Play picket, it seems to be like a 1v1 battle. El Manu has taken out someone from Team 10. AK Krishna running in. El Shan is knocked. Does have the backup now.
Seems to be 3v1 as of now. Not looking very good for.
Happening to Duryodhan. He seems to be out. Krishna from Team 10 hiding. It's almost like he's hiding. We've got a third party, a possible third party from Team 23. It's just two of them over there. We've got KK on top of the hill. He's got the view. He's got the eyes on them. Elshan, there is a chance that Elshan might not have any first aids. He's just using bandages. This is definitely going to slow them down. This would be when Team 10 attack. We'll need to put in the pressure.
I think he's got X on him. Yeah.
We get him. Unable to see. Oh, Manu. Might have got. Oh, no, he hasn't got them. Safe, Manu. This is a good vantage point Atom has taken over here. He's got eyes on Team Vision. Team Vision really struggling over here. Meanwhile, we're back. Well, Raj Gaming.
Raj Gaming seems to be in a bit of.
It seems to be a battle going on between Raj Gaming versus Eagle Gaming.
Yeah, we have somebody. Yeah, as we can see right now, we have Twister who's been knocked down.
We have Arjun Selvam who is third parting it from a distance. This is quite cheeky. But I mean, it's all part of the game, I guess.
Not being effective though. But he is managing to get some shots off. Great play by him. Team 12, as you can see on the health markers, they seem to have a few people who are a little bit low on health.
There seem to be two people knocked over there. Arjun Selvan's team seem to be in a great position to just keep picking them off one at a time. If they can manage to keep their smoke walls in and ready, I think they should be quite safe. It'll be interesting to see if Team 22 approach. Highly doubt it. Yeah, the semi-pros prefer to play a lot more conventionally.
I think so too.
I think the name of the game is to last as long as you can. Do have a lot of aggressive players as well, but J is dominated mainly by those who won't last as long and then bring in all their firepower for the final. That's when, there's fewer places to hide and you're a lot more in the open.
I mean, talking about being in the open, I think Mirana specifically has that as a characteristic of being very open towards the end phases. You can find yourself on one of the hills, in fact, in the final circle.
That's it. Looks like Team 12, Viper has been knocked.
Viper seems to have been. Oh, and he's getting reinforcement. If you can see, Twisted is coming in.
Only one man.
Oh, two people are.
That is such great play. Team Raj Gaming, they were able to take out Eagle Gaming. That was an intense battle happening over there. I wonder if Team 22 had got a piece of that in any way. It's unsure to say. You guys have enough health right now to boost up time. It's going to be an interesting one to see how they fare for the rest of the game. That should have given them a lot of confidence. Honestly speaking, Lamek, I was expecting there to be a lot more time before the action starts in this map, but it looks like it's an action-packed map from the get-go.
Actually, I'm gonna agree with you completely on that one, Johnny. I don't think I apprehended chance of there being a lot of crossfire towards the beginning phases, but as we can see, the loot spots and even the landing spots of teams have actually been overlapping each other, which we actually didn't see so much of that in the previous two games. There are a lot of empty spots. There are a lot of empty spots, if you can see on the map right now, where there's nobody next to. As you can see, Los Leones seems to be completely empty.
Ecuador as well.
Um,
That is one of the hotspots from the gaming that I've usually seen. We see a lot of teams in the storm, in fact, right now, making their way urgently to the circle. We could see a lot of battles in the edge of the circle there. Teams try to struggle. And this battle has been brewing for some time now. Teams quite conservative, giving up health. But Team KK seem to be outnumbered. Looks like Storm is about to get them. Let's see how this plays out.
So now we have eyes on Castro over here. They seem to be again in a very comfortable position. A lot of great loot as we spectate one of the team members right now. 0 kills to their name as of now, but I'm very sure that's going to change soon enough.
A nice location in the middle of not much shelter around them. Just got complete desert on all sides. It'll be interesting to see where they go, because another mark of a great team is to know to kind of judge correctly where the circle is ending. And yeah, it'll be good to see how that plays out this game. Team Vadia right now, the edge of the circle. They're going to need to move in.
Seems like they have found the vehicle, so I think they should be a bit comfortable getting across into the play zone.
We see Team 22 getting quite close to Team 5 over here. Could be a battle. There seems to be something happening here. Happening it quite safe. Team 12 as well. So we're being third partied by Team 22.
Team 22 seems to be in a bit of a pickle right now.
Looks like they're stuck in the storm. They've lost their vehicle. Narain Karthikeyan is low on health. The only advantage he has is the high ground. See how this one plays out. There is another vehicle there. Jun Selvam has got only bandages. This is going to be very unfortunate if they don't make the storm. Be bad luck. And we've lost Praveen Khanna and Boom 420. Bad luck for them. They did not have first aids and they were in the middle of the storm. Oh, and we finally see action. Finally see action between Vision Gaming and Team KK. KK has been done. Vision Gaming over here doing their best. They're just left with two people. El Shan and El Vishal have been knocked. Very much in the middle of the storm. They've got a long way to go. They will need a health up and move out of there quickly.
We have 2 drops as well. Yeah.
We've got a lot of people fighting in the storm.
That's incredible. I didn't think teams would fall prey to the storm so easily. As you can see here, Arjun Selvam. Oh, Arjun Selvam has been taken out by Vishal. Incredible.
Oh my God. The entire team, Team 7, have just taken out Team 22, who were just passing by. That was just unfortunate for Team 22. They were making a clean escape. What's worse
Not clean enough, as we could see.
What's worse is they've given a vehicle to Vision Gaming. They will have their right to enter the circle. We'll have to make a clean break for it. They've got a lot of teams around them, surrounding them. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Stating Team 23 right now. VT had a horrible start in the previous round, dying in the first circle, caught in the open. Let's see how he fares. This one.
Now let's. He's already lost 2 of his teammates, but I mean, if anything, after seeing yesterday's gameplay, let's not rule him out, because I mean, he was absolutely magnificent yesterday in the final circles of Sandhawk.
That
So
was
I'm not gonna.
situation.
that was a clutch.
Battle over
Yeah.
here. Team 7 taking out another passing by. This is Team 12. God has just been still, yeah, making their way to the circle. They're not stopping to fight. Pretty sure none of them have enough first aid to get last the battle. So, taking the strategic move of just driving into the circle.
Seems
So
to be a
one
bit difficult right now.
Definitely, one thing that puts me off about this map is the terrain on which you have to drive. You have to be smart on the vehicle that you pick. Or all vehicles
I think
fair on the rough terrain.
I think we saw people with a few vehicle problems. I think Kana 91 had found himself in a bit of a bad situation when his vehicle had just toppled over, leaving him absolutely helpless, just sitting duck basically.
Definitely, him and Lord Boom were caught in that situation. That was just unfortunate for them. We see Team 5 over here stranded in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the storm. Doesn't look like there's a vehicle next to them. They've only got a two-seater buggy, so someone's gonna have to run.
Somebody is running right now, as we can see, Infinity, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, so they are a crowd favorite. Let's not count them out. Very, very curious to see how long the last India Army Infinity seems to be a little low. We've got Team 12, Arch Gaming. They did manage to escape from Vision Gaming. Do have eyes on Vision Gaming. I do not see them anywhere on the map.
Oh, Vision Gaming is no more, Johnny. I think they've all been completely wiped out.
Oh, looks like Team 12, Arch Game had taken them out. They had the storm, very difficult. This is Team 3, Team Youth Tech Tamils. At the edge of the circle, they will need to move in. See Team 18, they got Team Aditya and Team Arman.
I need to ask you this because I'm a little bit in between thoughts about the circle. Because I find that a lot of people kind of take the circle and the time for granted. I mean, I've been in that situation on multiple occasions where I feel like I have enough time and I even engage in a battle which at the time seems to be completely justified, but in reality, I have actually better places to be and to get myself out of the circle. What are your thoughts on that? How are players going about it?
Right now, I see, yeah, I do agree with you on this. People are taking the circle for granted, it feels like. Um, there probably is a strategy in place. Unfortunately, for certain teams that did not go the way they wanted, probably strategies clashing with rival teams. And Storm was quite quick in this round. Loot wasn't as good for most of them. We've lost quite early in the game. We're spectating Blind Psycho, who's getting in some shots on Team 15, Team Telugu Gaming.
Oh, but he's taking some heavy damage as well. Incredible, incredible.
Thing is Blind Psycho is all alone over there. His team are a little behind him. He's
He's very close to the red zone as well.
close to the red zone, taking the aggressive route back to full HP. They know where he is, know what to expect. He's got an SLR. The 6X is that? Yeah. Could that be an 8X? Very
I think
sure.
I think that was an 8.
Playing with the SLR and Scar-L combo, it's pretty good combination to be playing with.
He's taken a lot of damage to his helmet though. His level 3 is almost done. Oh, now he's getting some company over there.
Oh, he's just blown him out. That was bad way to go. He just drove into Blind Psycho, who just unleashed the SLR on him. Blew up his vehicle. Meanwhile, we've got Team 5 Parasites race against the storm again. A popular pattern that we're seeing. Teammate engaging with Team 13.
There's this one member and he's no more. Team 13 seems to have died as well.
13 is gone. That is Team Viper Esports. Teammate had a great game for round 1. Seemed to be back in the action. Got 35 people alive. see how this plays out.
Team 15 has taken out. I'm not too sure which team that is.
Team 3, I think he's taken out someone from Team 3, which is Youth Tech Tamil. Not sure who though.
Okay,
But
we have a number member of Team 3 over there.
they seem to be caught in the storm, it looks like. It's going to be tricky. I don't think he has a vehicle. Oh my god, but we've got another member from Youth Tech Tamil all the way on the other
Who's
end.
going down? Yeah, who's going down? We have somebody who's almost dead also. Oh, it looks like the play zone has taken Ajit from UTech Tamil.
Got Team Castro closing in. This is set to be another exciting one. Where is this taking place, Lamek? Part of the map, do you think this is? Graveyard. This might be the graveyard.
I think it's next to the junkyard if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's happening at junkyard, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we've Team UTech Tamil playing a very unconventional style, completely splitting off. See one member who's been knocked and killed. Team number 15 have made quick work. UTech Tamil now all hopes pinned on only one of their players. Team Castro now moving in. Be a battle with Team Vadiyar.
Johnny, can you quickly talk to me about the nerves that must be going on in these players while they find themselves in like a 2v4 or a 1v4 situation? Talk to me real quick about that.
Definitely, I mean, it's all about, trying to make the best decision and sticking to it. So always a good possibility that, once you make a decision, you would deviate when the situation challenges you. Sticking to the decision and hopefully making the right decision would be key over here. And I'm guessing that's what would separate the pros from the novices. They would have a certain way that they would attack. They would know how to place themselves around. It's like Blind. Got one player from Blind who's been singled out. Might be Blind Psycho. We saw him playing quite aggressively. From Red Parasites, we've got Parasite who has, I think he is dead. I think he's just been taken out.
I see two drops also quite close to each other. Doesn't seem like anyone wants to be going for that too soon.
Certainly, I think Team 6 are quite close to both of them. Team midfield. See a battle happening over here between Red Parasites and Blind Psycho. They know where they are. The battle is about, and they've taken them. I've taken them out. That was quite easy. Psycho looting in as much as possible. Only other team quite close to them are Team Vadiyar. Behind which we have Team Castro. Vadiyar seems to be in the middle of this right now. Blind Psycho, again, poised in a good position. They are quite consistent, Lamek, with their performance. Oh, we've got someone knocked. Team Castro. It's a battle with Vadiyar. They have reputed to be one of the best teams playing in this tournament right now. Might have lost friend Lamek on comms. So for the time being, as we see it, we see Team Castro caught in the open, just outside the storm, really struggling right now, creating smoke walls. We've got Castro himself being knocked out outside the storm. It's a race for the storm in Team 8 as well.
That was quite vicious, don't you think, Johnny? The Storm managed to just completely sneak up against the players, and you see how they're struggling with it right now.
Definitely, I feel the storm game in Miramar is totally different from what we saw in Erangel. The storm is definitely a lot more ruthless in this map. See Blind getting aided. Team Vadiyar seem to have pushed
This
them.
is a really interesting battle here.
2v3, very aggressive game. Team Vadiyar seem to have got one member from Blind down. How is this going to play out? It's a smoke fest in there.
He's just spraying, hoping to get some carnage in between.
Chaos. This is chaos. How is this going to play out? A lot of blind names being knocked. Only Valdi. Oh no, that's Team Vadyar. Only Valdi left. Blind have been supreme. Have taken out Vadyar, some of the four runners in this tournament. Incredible play by Blind.
That was ruthless.
I believe, Ramesh. Do you believe?
I believe in blind, Johnny. I'm a blinder. I don't know what the
That
word
was an
is,
incredible battle right there. Both teams aggressively attacking and one aggressively defending. Now, Blind.
Absolutely
Kills for
ruthless by
Blind. This has
blind.
been a very active round. See how this finishes. It's a race now. Oh, they seem to. Oh, Blind Psycho's been caught. Keep 12.
He's been taken out.
Not
He's
taken, Blind
dead.
out. Oh my God, this is an upset. Team 12, Team Raj Gaming, out of nowhere from within the storm, have closed Blind. They were the favorites going into this round as well. Had the confidence. Unfortunately, have been taken out.
I think we
Raj
spoke
Gaming
too
have
soon,
had
Johnny.
a very interesting game, stuck in the storm for most of it. Managed to take out one of the best teams in this round right now. Got a
We
drop
spoke
right
too
in the
soon.
middle.
I think the commentators first
We
kind
having
of
some technical
unfolded over
difficulties
that.
with Nichols' comms right now, but all right. So there seems to be a battle with Tech Tamil, the only man left, Randy. See how he manages. He is definitely outside. He knows where he needs to be. He's going to play it safe. Looks like each team have got their corners. We look like Raj Gaming now approaching Team 8, the MRG Goku team. See how they play this. The smoke wall is put, openly spraying in.
Not managing to get any shots off as of now.
He has been knocked. Someone's been knocked from Team Raj. See how this one goes. Grenade goes in.
Oh, and you got the storm right behind you as well.
Raj
Who's
playing
not
from
making things
outside
any
the
easier.
storm. We've got Twister. He's been smoked in. He is knocked. It's going to be a little challenging to see how he gets into this. Got Nazi Goku on top of Raj. Very interesting to see what Youth Tech Tamil Randy does. He's at the back. Oh, and he's just been taken out by
Randy's no
Nazi
more.
Goku. He tried
Randy's
something
no
sneaky
more.
there. It didn't pan
Yeah, I
out.
could see what he was trying to do.
Nazi Goku seem to have the advantage at this point. They have the upper ground. They are in a 3v1 situation versus Team Raj. Rockstar has taken some damage. He will need to health up. Meanwhile, we've got team number 23. Who is team number 23? Oh, it's AK. It's Team AK.
King VT, yeah, of course.
Not bad for them at all. They have
This is what we were talking
great
about,
games that
right?
happened yesterday for the amateur league, and now they are showing what they're worth. The final circle. It's King VT versus two members from Team Cobra. Mazi taking out Team Cobra.
They're going for the kill.
Amardeep.
That's it.
This is great positioning.
Oh, and they've been taken out.
The 3v1 situation. This for the final. Still Rockstar pulled the ultimate clutch and was a great upset for Team Goku. They will just need a
They know
probably
where
a
he
name
is.
to
He's
just get
cornered.
in.
I don't. Yeah.
Team Goku.
Oh, and
he's
he's
in the
outside the
storm.
circle as well.
How is
Yeah.
he going to make this? Oh, he's just in front of the storm.
He's positioned himself very well on that front.
He has built himself a little smoke wall, but
For how long?
how long is he going to be able to last? The question. Got Team 8, Emazi Goku, right outside. They know where he is. They've got eyes on him. They're a
That's
matter
what
of
is
time
gonna.
and it's all over.
That's
Well, GG's to Emazi Goku. They have taken the round at Mirama. Fair play, fair play to Raj Gaming's Rockstar. Completely outclassed his entire team with 8 kills. So that was a very exciting final circle. Special mention for King DT as well, was able to last as long as he did. Positioned himself in good places, but couldn't last the final circle. And that's it for round 3 Mirama. We will be back soon for round 4 happening at Weekendy. Our round will be starting at 4:30. See you guys there.
Yo, this shit OP. Yo, this shit OP. Yo, this shit OP.
Hello and welcome back to round 4 of South Indian Battle of the Stars PUBG hosted by Ultimate E. Ultimate E is an esports organization that creates world class experiences for gamers and brands. Uh, they have in Ultimate E exploding in the last 2 months, more so with their motorsports ventures, their e racing ventures. Uh, we have recently, this would be the first PUBG tournament that is hosted by Ultimate E, and it has been a cracker. Last 3 rounds have been incredible. I'm joined in here with my good friend Nikhil Lamek. Lamek, what are your thoughts? First 3 rounds.
I mean, I think you're asking me this question over and over again, and I keep finding like new answers and explanations of what it is that I'm seeing. I mean, we're seeing some really great moments by a lot of teams, good caliber, a lot of interesting strategies. I mean, especially in that last game in Mirama, it just completely took me by surprise to see how the Storm was actually making the most of the players. In a lot of situations, it seemed like teams were struggling to kind of getting over the storm, trying to get into the safe zone and everything. And while all of this was ongoing, they were bumping into other teams as well. And we saw actually a lot of good teams going down relatively early, in my opinion.
Definitely, I mean, a lot of teams were caught on the wrong end of the storm in that map. Hopefully, they are more prepared for Weekendy. Should see an exciting battle over here. Lamek, break down this map for me. Where are the hotspots?
Okay, so let me just give you guys a little insight into Weekendy for all of those who probably don't know much about it. I think it's the news of the maps that have been uploaded to PUBG Mobile. I don't think a lot of the classic and old school players like the map so much because of its kind of icy and white terrain. It offers a lot of opportunity for open battles. As you can see, if you zoom into the map, there are a lot of pockets which actually don't have a lot of buildings or don't have a lot of shelter, let's say, to cover you from any enemies as such. If we zoom in a little bit, we can kind of see the hotspots, which, in my opinion, I'm going to say are going to be Villa. Yeah, I go for Villa. Castle. We have Goroka, Dobro Mesto. These are places where I would find a lot of teams can quickly loot and equip themselves into battle. But then again, if anything, as compared to the last 3 games that we've seen, patterns seem to be a little bit different. Teams are looking to play a bit of a long game approach instead. So maybe nobody's actually going to be investigating these areas.
There seems to be a battle already, which is almost starting over here with Team 11, Team Blind, who had 2 rounds. They were the strongest team of the bunch. Team 10. Although it does seem like it's just 2 members of Team 10 over here right now versus 4 of Team Blind. So they are in the extremes of the map. So, interesting strategy to see how they've all split up within the same area.
Yep.
Lamik, can you just remind us which area we are looking at right now? Where are we right now?
Because, well, if I'm not mistaken, right now we are probably at Tovar, I think so, which is very close. Oh no, this is Volnova. I'm sorry, that's
No,
Volnova.
no.
Yeah, Volnova. It's kind of close. It's kind of close to Abbey and the winery. Loot is fairly decent over here. I feel that with a lot of buildings being scattered around this location, it provides for great cover.
Got it. Can hear him. I think Blind Psycho can hear. Blind Psycho got his crosshair out in the general direction of Krishna. Krishna better watch out. See how this one plays out. See how this is going. Looks like someone's knocked out from Team 10. And just heard that Atom was knocked out by Blind X.
Oh, there we see Atom right now struggling. Finds himself in a bad position. Probably looking for his teammate to get revived.
Seems to have reached a wall. He will need to keep himself there. Hopefully someone does get to him. They are quite spread out. Meanwhile, now we're back with Team Castro. They are generally, the crowd has been showing them a lot of support. They seem to have picked up a single kill so far in this round. Circling the area, making sure there's no one there. But for some reason, they haven't been able to follow through as expected. Maybe their strategy is just not playing out in their favor.
So as we can see over here, if I'm not mistaken, this is Bihar, which is on the extremity of the map. You can find relatively good loot over there.
Meanwhile, the battle between Team Blind and Team KGK Gaming is going to start getting intense quite soon. Looks like they are getting closer and closer to each other. He's just not able to navigate these rooms as well. We'll need to find another way to access. I mean, when you don't understand the architecture of the room, it does feel a little challenging, wouldn't you say?
I definitely agree with you on that. I feel like let alone the architecture of the room, I feel like the layout of the map that you're in.
Could be some action here soon. Oh my god, he's down to 1 HP. Einzal down to 1 HP. Krishna got, and he takes him out. Krishna knew where he was. He was prepared for it. So let's see how they bring Blind Zal back. He is coming up.
Yeah, he's not leaving any hostages over here.
He's been knocked as well. Team 10's Hammer U has been knocked as well. Let's see what happens. Now, each of their teams are going to close in to try and revive teammates. It's going to be very interesting to see if they clash at all. If they just play it safe.
I found that the placement of Team 10 in that situation there was absolutely spot on. I mean, despite having a team member who was knocked down, the blind team managed to actually cover his back and make sure that the other team didn't have a chance to kill him completely.
Ainzal has been revived and he is bandaging up again, being so early in the round, coming about first aid kits. Definitely a challenge. See how this battle meanwhile, we're back with Team Castro right now. to be in the open field.
Seems that they have managed to get 2 team kills. Team number 4 beat Castro. Now
Looks
we're
like
looking.
looks like the match and has taken the game to Team 10. Team 10, 3 people knocked out. And Zal surviving. Spain. Let's see how this one plays out because it looks like we might be seeing the end. Okay, it's just Atom right now who has revived one of his teammates. A wall is created. Battle is all happening within the same building. This is high intensity. Let's see what happens. Maneuvering in and around the staircase. Players knocked out
So many
right
people
next
knocked out right now. It's almost hard to
They got three
keep
from
track of
team
it.
2. How are they gonna? How is? And they're out straight blind. Outclassing players when it's a one team v team situation.
Blind has lost 1 member.
They have lost. Yeah, they lost X Pain. This will give them a good opportunity to now pick up some consumables. They exchange their vests.
I think it's also time to get out of there because as you can see, the storm is approaching quite ruthlessly, and a lot
They
of
are
people
inside the circle, though. They are inside.
are outside.
We seem to have a lot of battles happening in the north end, just behind the villa. Might be seeing an engagement with the Youth Tech Tamils versus Team 15, which is the Telugu gaming team, Team PG. They are rushing into the circle. Let's see where they will end up. Meanwhile, they're as well rushing in. I can see a lot of teams, battling in the storm. We could be seeing Blind versus team number 23. That could be the AKA team, the team King VP. Vision Gaming as well, heading in that direction. These guys are playing the storm. This is definitely a longer strategy, helping up and then moving in slowly. Normally, they wouldn't be expecting a lot of people to last in the storm as long. It's a long game strategy. Let's see how they play it out because they're heading towards Vision Game, who have been quite good in the 3 rounds. Telugu Gaming now approaching the edge of the circle. See how they do this. We have Team Viper Esports right now. We've got 3 members. Toxic has been killed. See how they do this. They are quite close to Team Eagle Gaming. And as good friend Nikhil had mentioned, there is a lot of open spaces in this map, and it's in the backdrop of snowstorm almost. It is quite easy if you're not camouflaged well enough. It is quite easy to pick out opponents in the snow. See how
Yeah,
it
like I
goes.
said before, it's when you're out on your own, man. There's not a whole lot which is going to protect you, and yeah, you can find yourself to be a really easy prey for your opponent.
Quickly, now there seems to be a battle engaging now between Team Eagle and Team Viper. They seem to know. See what's happening. A star being fired is taking off some health. Lamek, what gun is that? Is that the barrel? I haven't seen that.
No,
gun.
so this gun right now, which MRZ Dinkan has is the I think it's called the GC38 or the GC83. It's a 5.56 gun, which is only found on this map. So as compared to the other maps, you will not find a Scarrel on this map.
Oh, alright, that's interesting. That's news to me.
Yeah. Scarrel is not present on this map, and as a replacement to that, you have this gun over here.
Got it. It looks like team interesting strategy employed again from team MRZ. They, uh, they were the winners for our last round at Mirama, completely outclassing the bunch. And it looks like they've used a super player to pick up their bulletproof vehicle. That's another strategy that we're seeing constantly.
I must ask you this: Would you, if you were in that position, would you opt for the vehicle or would you rather go for the guns from a flag?
Again, depends. So obviously, there is a good strategy in play over here that they've decided to go for the guns. The thing is, when you go for the vehicle, it seems like more of the team would benefit from it as opposed to just one drop where it's just one or two members who benefit from that drop. So it's
I guess
definitely
so. Yeah.
it's an interesting strategy. Looks like Team Castro is about to take out Raven. Raven, is it from Team Padiar?
Yeah, that's team 8 or team 9, if I'm not wrong.
Right, yeah. So let's see how Team Padiar lasts this. Going to be low on health. He has eyes in that direction, not seeing any movement. At far, got a 3x and an M4. Bring some shots in. I see a lot. There are two vehicles now. There seems to be intense battle happening over here. Team MRZ and Team Israel. See how this goes.
A lot of shots being taken by both teams.
MRZ taking out midway. Only has two members left. One's knocked. It's 1v3 right now. MRZ Goku just taking the charge up.
Oh,
And
and
he
he finds himself in trouble.
has been knocked. Oh, just totally outnumbered on that. He did his best to hold up. He took out two members from Team MRG. That is good played over there. With just bad luck. He was
They just got
outnumbered.
overpowered. That's it. They found themselves on the back foot, being charged. Actually, I don't think they anticipated that, and yeah, they
Yeah.
really struggled with that one.
Definitely has put Team MRG on the back foot because they are low on health, don't have first aids, and they are in the storm. So, see how they do this. Team Vadia got eyes on blind, moving into a better vantage position. As you have said, Namek, it's a lot of open spaces here, man.
Yeah, as you can see right now on the screen, you find yourself over there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, all the best to you, but there's a fair chance we could see that towards the end of the game, like in our final circles. It seems like there's a lot of empty space south of Dino Park. If you're looking at the minimap right now,
Dino Park has just one member from Team 22, Lord Boom, it looks like, having fun on his own at Dino Park.
they seem to have summoned the flare.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, so it's just Lord Boom 420 all alone playing the long game at the edge of the circle. Doesn't have the best gun on him. Minimum ammo, no range. It's going to be a challenge to see how long he'll be able to last. I mean, so far he seems to be in a good position to last as long as he can. Depending on the change of the next circle, it's going to be an interesting one.
It seems like Team Castro has got their eyes on Team Blind. That could be an interesting exchange if they do manage to find each other.
Team Castro seems to be getting third party Team Vision as well. So they've got the
Vision
battle
is always on the party.
on all sides. Yeah, Vision just finding themselves in the best positions always.
As we can see, Team Vision over here with Sai.
Team
They
Vision.
actually had some really good moments in the last two games. Sorry to interrupt you. I think they did play. They did have like some really good strategy. A little unfortunate though, maybe in the last one, but I'm hoping to see some promising results from them in this game.
Definitely, I think blind playing the little longer game. I think they're not rushing in or anything. Just building base, just making sure that nobody gets any shots off of them. What are your thoughts on this rifle, Lamik, that blind psycho is playing on? What was it?
The GC, I think it's called. My thoughts. It's not a particular favorite of mine. I would say
But
I'm not like super comfortable with it because of the recoil, I guess. But I mean, it's definitely a very strong option in a game like this. It has relatively quick reloading times. It has good range. It's like a very handy assault rifle which you could find. Yeah.
looks like Castro now camping it out, holding base. Definitely getting in those last minute push-ups before the battle starts. It looks like.
I have a controversial question for you, Johnny. If you're ready to answer it. But let's just dive into this first before the question.
He's been knocked because he's in the storm. Knocked in
He
the
doesn't seem
storm.
to be getting out of this one alive.
He will need to get out of this. He is not.
He is in a flaming vehicle in the storm. I mean, things could not be looking worse for him right now.
I think he's the last hope for this team. And it's just unfortunate for Team MRG. They've just been taken out. Tech Tamil got 3 out of 4 left. Vadyar got eyes on Castro. Castro,
He got the arm as well.
got someone knocked from Team Castro. The arm and the M4, great combination. Team Castro, Ignite has been knocked. They'll be able to revive him. They have. Battle is getting pretty heavy between Telugu gamers, Asian gamers and Telugu gamers now engaging. He has no gilly.
Incredible. And
We're calling it
absolute camouflage for him.
absolute,
Oh,
and
and
they
it seems-
Asian gamers, but Telugu gamers Cobra has been knocked and he is outside the storm. Will need to be
He
revived.
manages to find some help over there. Unless Castro can kind of ruin that party.
Castro is in position to ruin that party, in fact, because they will be moving towards Castro to get into the circle. Most of Castro are outside the circle, but looks like Ignite is the closest. Okay, I think rest of Castro are moving in, except Castro himself. And he decided to run in that position. It's just at the edge of the circle because Telugu gamers will be passing by unless they can find a way around.
Oh, we see King VT who's been knocked right now.
He has been knocked, getting the revive. Arm right on their tail. Arm will be getting in quite soon. Not bad for Team V, not bad for Team AKA. All 4 surviving.
They got the circle right behind them though.
Circle right behind them. Circle is also going to start moving on them, so they will need to get out of there. But Telugu gamers are making the run for it. In Castro now, it's all or nothing. Because there could be third party team number 13, which is Viper Esports.
Seems like it could happen. It really seems that. I think they managed to pick them out as well. You see some shots going across from Telugu gamers.
Team Castro versus Team Blind, is it? And Castro's taken out Team Blind, who are currently leading this championship. Well played to
It
stream.
seems to be sorry to interrupt, but I think there's still one player remaining in Team Blind, if I'm not mistaken.
Team Blind, yeah, Team Blind boss, he is hiding. He's in the
In the
storm,
Oof.
and the storm is eating him quite fast. He needs to boost it up. I don't think he'll have enough time to make this. He is not gonna. It's gonna be a very tough one. He's just exhausting all of his first aid kits. Moving into the circle. Definitely, he's put himself in a very tricky place. Blind boss. Not make that storm. Your thoughts on that, Lami? I think Castro has, and I think they've taken him out. After his life is storm, that was expected. The storm too quick. Down to the last 18, right?
The storm was just too savage, Johnny. I think he had the choice of either going like trying to escape the storm, but then running into other opponents, which I think would have been a bit unfortunate.
Sorry to interrupt, Lami. Castro getting third party from Telugu Gamers, losing. He's been knocked over there by Telugu Gamers. Telugu Gamers from the outside. That team Vadia with this tank of a vehicle should give them a lot of confidence driving into chaos. Will be able to last a little longer. Meanwhile, Castro taking shots from Vadia. There is a smoke wall. You could never say one unlucky shot. Oh my god, Shadow Ignite from Team Castro
Is dead.
eliminated by Team Telugu Gamers. There's an intense battle going on between Telugu Gamers, Castro, and Team Vadyar. See how this plays out. Everyone is converting.
Castro almost seems to be done for.
Castro is out. Team Castro has eliminated by Team Vadyar.
Incredible gameplay. Incredible.
Tamil Ajit. This is a pattern we're seeing with Youth Tech Tamil. They are losing all their players and then one guy just lasting as long as he can. I think we reached the final circle almost. Team Vadyar,
Storm approaching.
who knocked one dead. Waldy, only one left. He'll be able to save his mates, or is he going to play for himself? He is surrounded by someone from Telugu Gamers, DJ Cobra, who is reviving one of his teammates. It's a very open battle right now. Waldy right at the edge of the circle, if you notice, just behind that boulder.
Yeah, he's got some good cover over there, but he's got a teammate of his who needs some assistance desperately.
In 14, making in their way. In Eagle, they were quite promising. Looks like it's just Jay and Waldy from Team Vadyar will have to try and take it to the end. G Gamers getting it from Team Vadyar.
Telugu Gamers under a lot of pressure, looks like.
Oh, it's Team 14 that third party in the scene and taking it. Team Vadyar versus. Oh, and it's all over. Team Vadyar has lost. That game has gone to Team Eagle. What a way to close out 4 rounds of high intense PUBG action.
Wow. I don't think we saw that coming, Johnny. What do you think?
I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming at all. That was very intense, especially. I really enjoyed Team Eagles' finish over there. They were quite confident. They were moving together. That's it. We've reached the end of the PUBG Battle of the Stars. Stick around for the results after 4 rounds. We will let you know who is going on top. Remember, there are points for not just winning or placement, but also for the number of kills. So we will be back with the tally to see who is crowned in star. Results will be released on Instagram on the Ultimate Insta page. Please follow Ultimate Official. Insta handle, please follow, subscribe, like, and share. our videos. Hope to see you soon. Thanks again for following us. We'll be back.